Well, today is kind of a so-so day. Um, what can I say? The Highland Lake Boulevard, at least to anybody else in the area, the Highland Lake Boulevard stop sign was magically read by Tesla as a stop sign for Boggy Ford. And I get it, it's the angle thing, it's throwing him off. Okay, whatever. Because he's really hardcore, no, I'm braking here. Okay, I have to hit the brake, release FSD, send FSD away, because FSD is not helping me here. I will say this. Okay, let me get on my soapbox. I'm sorry, it's kind of early to get on it, but here it is. Stopping in the middle of the road. I'm sorry, I should say, hey, Tesla, stopping in the middle of the road does not invoke the feeling of safety for me. Now, maybe Elon feels safe when he stops in the middle of a 40-mile-per-hour road, especially with traffic that's going both ways. Maybe he feels safe that way. Of course, if he's in the Cybertruck, he might feel safer. But anyway, whatever, there goes. Since it's hard to get the autopilot wheel on Boggy Ford, I don't invoke FSD until I get back out to Bowman Ford. That's fine, that's the way it is. Right turn's fine. I do pass a slower truck using my turn signals. I don't quite get why, if I'm on the US highway, FSD so much needs to get on the inside lane, or at least the middle lane, to avoid slower traffic in the right lane. Okay, I mean, he's not even doing that on FM 1431. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not in favor of this behavior. I'm not. But it's so much against his nature on FM 1431, I have to initiate the left switch to make it pass. I don't get why. Anyway, whatever, peace and harmony. Of course, the magical Tesla traffic light. Oh my goodness. I mean, like I said, he's getting better at preparing to stop. As in, we're coming right over that crest. We see the flashing yellows as we get over the crest, and we're going downhill. And it's only like, what, 150 feet? 150 feet before we get to that intersection. It is a very dangerous intersection. I would not suggest anybody try turning left out of West Reed Park Road. Reed Parks Road. I mean, there's plenty of evidence to prove to you that it's not a safe thing to do. So, and that's why we had the flashing yellows, to warn people, oh, by the way, there's a dangerous intersection here, although it's not a stoplight, right? It's not a traffic light. Anyway, it throws up his message, so he's slowed way down, which feels really safe considering that people are cresting over that hill at 55, 60 miles per hour, and all of a sudden they're finding me stopping in the road. Like I said, Tesla, this is not a safe thing to be doing. You can't claim this is about safety. You can claim that it's because you're too stupid to know what it is. Okay, fine. And you're erring on the side of going slow. But going slow at this place is not a safe thing to do. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Those of you who listen to me have heard this a lot. I don't get why Tesla's not taking any action. I mean, for the advanced beta guys, yes, they're getting updates. And you even have Elon running around with what he says is going to be the candidate for last release before they go public. To think that I'm going to be stuck with this release until sometime around the end of this year. And where are we? We're at the end of July, right? August, September, October, November, December. 5 months from now. For 5 more months at least, you're going to keep doing this craziness with West Reed Park Road. Whatever. I know what I'm in for, so that's the way it is. Okay. So going through Jonestown, no issues today. Wow, what happened? So different. What's that? Oh, yes, there's not as much crazy traffic there. All right. So then I get to yeah, there's some traffic in front of me that's going ever so slightly under the speed limit. And it doesn't really matter how I feel about it, because the people in the inside lane, they're going faster, but only faster enough to keep me waiting. Right? They're just taking up that lane, and there's enough of them. So coming up on the turn to Anderson Mill Road, the car that's in front of me stops far enough back that he's blocking complete access to getting into the right turn lane, and the car kind of jerks to a stop. So I hit the brake, maneuver around the car, and go into the turn lane. If there wasn't room for you to go, you shouldn't have gone into it right away. So whatever, peace and harmony. That's just one of those things. So as we've noted before, Anderson Mill Road has, or Anderson, whatever it is, and Anderson Mill has construction barrels, and FSD is doing fairly well with it until it gets to one that's kind of sticking a little bit further into the traffic lane, and so FSD's solution is to come to a complete stop in the middle of the road. I mean, I don't know. I know that FSD has problems with these construction barrels. I don't know how. Whatever. It is what it is. Okay, so FSD off. I just leave FSD off all the rest of the way through Anderson Mill. Why mess with it? I mean, enough's enough. Get up to 620. And by this time, with the traffic, so the traffic's mixed. Some people wanting to go really fast, and so they're willing to take any risk at all to get in front of you. And another part of the traffic who's going like, oh, well, I just started driving, so I have to go really slow. I have to go 30 miles per hour in a 45 zone because I can't handle it. What? Come on. So whatever. Interestingly enough, there's a pickup I had passed. He was carrying some stuff in the back. I don't know what he's doing. But I had passed him, and recognizing that the traffic pattern is going to be such that I can't stay in the inside lane and get to the right. It's going to be hard to make the it's going to be hard to make the right turn. So I just brake, follow the slow traffic. Anyway, this pickup guy, he comes up. Now, there was room in front of me. He could have cut me off, but maybe he realized that would be overly rude. Who knows what he was thinking. So he goes to the car in front of me, who I think was following his car a little bit closer. Anyway, he goes up in front there and cuts across. I mean, he's doing the thing I was trying to avoid doing, and that is cutting somebody off and being rude. Whatever. You know, this is the way some people are. They can't help it. They can't help but take it out on you somehow. I mean, life sucks for them. They have an old vehicle. It's your fault. They have to pay for gas. It's your fault. I mean, Hey, look, I'm doing my part to make sure there's more gas available for you. Right? I mean, I'm driving an electric car. That means there's more gas available for you, hopefully more supply, so it'll be a little bit cheaper. I'm doing my part. Anyway, whatever. So actually, I'll leave FSD off down 620. I'm just not one to deal with it right now. I did keep an eye on the speed zone display. It's not quite as widespread as I thought it was, but there is indeed a section where what happened? It's suddenly 35 miles an hour. No person there is going that speed. There's no sign saying that you should go that speed. And on top of that, apparently the latest release of FSD has a thing where it will move with traffic at the speed of traffic. So I would still been going 55 in this area, or 60 even, despite the fact that the speed limit says it's 35. Anyway, there's a 35 section and there's a 45 section. Whatever, since I'm not on FSD's not slowing me down. So, you know, it's a mixed bag right now. We'll see how it goes. I'm expecting about the same result going home. Except I won't, of course I won't come across the magical Highland Lake stop sign for Boggy Ford. But I will get the magical Tesla 30-mile-per-hour zone. So that's not quite as bad. It's easy to override. Anyway, peace and harmony. Okay, even more entertainment. Home Depot out to B's house. 5 miles, 12 minutes. Look, 243 watt hours per mile. Yeah. So, what can I say? Traffic was moving a little bit slow today. Really, I don't know. So, what was I want to say about this little trip here? I'm trying to think of what I encountered. Oh, just before I came to the intersection with 2222, or actually just after the intersection with 4 Points on 620 going southbound, all of a sudden the car is going, oh, I need to come to a stop here. He didn't come to a stop completely, but he was slowing down like as if he come to a stop. Where are we? We're in the inside southbound lane of 620. The car that's in front of me is down at traffic light already, so there's plenty of room in front of me. There is a car beside me, or truck, whatever it was, and there was a car to my left, but they're in their own lane, so there's no reason to slow down. Whatever. Give it a little bit of accelerator, keep it going for a little bit, and then let off the accelerator and the car is moving on its own. I don't know. I have no idea what his excuse is today. But he's on 620. 620 is full of these strange magical speed zones that are not posted on any sign, just in some data somewhere in the Tesla system that says they should slow down. Who knows? Coming up on the church on the right side, there's this little white Chevy Equinox. Is that what it is? I don't know, whatever it is. They come across the outside lane and they're coming into the inside lane. Why? I don't know. Because guess what? They didn't turn at Quinlan Park Road, so they could have waited for me to go by. Okay, whatever. So they're going, you know, maybe they're old people. The way we always talked about old people. You know, the people that are my age. Okay, not fair. Some of these people are more like 70 something. But whatever. It is what it is. And just about the time that this guy is kind of messing around, I've seen this before. I guess this means I'm usually not an FSD when I come up to this point. But so there's the left turn lanes, because there are two of them, that go into Quinlan Park Road. They're pretty long. They're marked with a solid white line, so you cannot legally cross over that solid white line. So you have to enter at the point it opens. So FSD, of course, not a thought about it, just goes right by that opening. Didn't even blink. Just went right by the opening. And sure enough, once he gets down to the traffic light, from the inside lane that is go straight, he wants to make a left turn. Not legal. It's not legal, it's not safe. And there's no place to go anyway, because those two lanes, they're pretty full of cars. So, if only Tesla had somebody in charge of safety, they would focus on this stuff. They obviously don't. They talk about how all the things they do. I've seen the crash tests. That's good. But, it's like when Volvo said, oh, we're the safest car. They had several ads around that. But the best way to survive an accident is to not get in the accident in the first place. Right? Same thing to Volvo and same thing to Tesla. I don't care how safe you make your car in the event of an accident. The best way to avoid being injured in an accident is not being in an accident. Okay? So Tesla, when you go right by that entrance spot to go into the turn lane, you've already committed that you're not going to turn left. Did you hear that part? You've already committed you're not going to turn left. All right, whatever. I let it roll because from previous experience, well, I knew it before, but from previous experience, I know that we can just roll by and there's an entrance into the plaza with the Randalls. And so we can get turned around. This is going to take longer. But, whatever. Tesla is Tesla. It's just stupid. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. It's just, we're in one of those days where I'm not going to be so nice. You're forcing me. Okay, whatever. I'm an upward charge. Okay, you tell me what this is. 15? 14 miles an hour? In the 40 zone? And what? There's nobody in front of me. Alright. Oh. Okay, 29 miles, 46 minutes, 286 watt-hours per mile. On the energy front, yes, we started out really high, but Steiner Ranch, to come out of Steiner Ranch, you have to go up this significant little hill. That might be part of the factor, although I think it was high before I got out. But anyway, today, this afternoon, oh my God. So let me take a little break and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I always like to start out confirming I am indeed on version 11.3.6. My data version is still 14.515. So there you go, there's that part. So the first part of FSD started out pretty good. Knowing that navigation doesn't like going the back way, I decided to let him go down 620 to Anderson Mill. I mean, what the heck, right? I mean, if I was doing FSD the whole way, then I don't have to enjoy the scenery. I can be doing something else. When the day we finally get to that magical place. In the meantime, we're here. So I think at 4 points possibly it is. No, it's at the new shortcut to go to Steiner Ranch. The traffic light there. No, that's not fair because that was busy. He hesitated a little bit there. And I think it was the four points intersection where the car's looking up and like, what do I do when the light's green? I don't know. I think I'll go slow. Maybe stop. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But nobody's really pushing me, so I let FSD go through its whatever it's doing. I don't care. I mean, this stuff gets old after a while. Come on. Seriously? But anyway, so he goes through a period where he's going like, it looks like it's yellow about to turn red. I mean, that's what it looks to me. I don't think that's what it's actually doing. I think it's actually going, oh, whoa, what? What do you mean I'm in Texas? I thought I was in New York. You know, just completely lost. Okay, whatever. He's continuing his lane. No cars are running into me. I mean, FSD is trying really hard to get somebody to rear end me, but it doesn't happen today. Sorry. Sorry, Elon, you're just going to have to try to wreck me another day because I made it home. So we are managing to move along. At 3 various times along 620, the car did turn on his right turn signal, which I canceled. It looked like he was saying you wanted to go right to continue route, but you have to be left to continue route. I don't know. Okay, whatever. So I guess somebody's working on map data because I could swear there was like 3 different slow sections along 620, and today there was only 1. So we went down the speed zone sign on inside the car said it was 35 miles an hour. Of course, there's no 35 mile per hour sign out there. So I roll with traffic. If I'd had an accident, I'm sure Tesla would say, "Oh yes, he was speeding, officer. He was doing 55 in a 35 zone on Ranch Road 620. Sorry, Ranch Road, Farm Market. They changed it up, and now I don't remember what it is anymore. And it was actually a long time ago. But they tried to fix it and make it more clear. Anyway, whatever. Yes, officer, I was doing 55 in a 55 zone that Tesla declared as a 35 zone. You're right. That's exactly what I did. Yes, sir. And in fact, I went by a Travis County deputy sitting on the side of the road. You think if I was 20 miles over speed limit, he might have come after me. You would think. So he didn't. Okay, whatever. At least it wasn't 3 different zones. So in that respect, it was better. You know, take your pennies in this $1 million game where you can. Jeez Louise. Okay, so coming up on Anderson Mill, the car's not blinking, not twitching, and we're getting close to the point where you gotta commit to getting left turn lane or you don't. So I kick off the FSD and I take over and move it left. And so the message is like, I'm going to make the left turn since you all aren't going to try. All right? I mean, he doesn't have a clue. He doesn't even have a clue that he has to get over early. He's probably looking for, well, whatever. He's already done it early this morning, right? With Steiner Ranch, where he's going to make his left turn down at the light. Not that that's legal or safe, but that's where he's going to do it, right? And I'm sure that's exactly what he was thinking this time around too. Whatever. I'm not in the mood to really entertain this, especially in the traffic. So FSD off. Okay, fine. As soon as I finish going around the corner, yes, I put FSD back on. He's doing okay, so I leave it on. We entered a traffic zone on Anderson Mill, and surprisingly enough, he doesn't freak out about the orange construction cones, drums. There are drums there. Now, there wasn't a drum out into the road. They're all alongside the road, so maybe that helps him. So anyway, he's doing okay, surprisingly enough. So I let it ride. So coming out, well, it's not out of the construction zone yet, but we come into the section where it goes to 2 lanes again, and so I signal right to go to the right side. For some reason, FSD, oh, the California Road Ranger, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. Anyway, he turns on his turn signal. No one's going to left lane. Okay. So you know I went to the right lane, right? Because left lane's going to come to an end. It will come to an end. And what, 3/4 of a mile? Anyway, he turns on the turn signal. He wants to go left. I cancel it. I mean, I'm sure I'm getting California road rage kind of mad now. Okay, fine. Get mad. Maybe someday Tesla would decide to make this a useful product. I mean, a lot of people say it is, but obviously not this version. Anyway. But once I push him back to the right, he stays right. Okay, in one of the previous videos, I mentioned that there is a left turn into the gravel pit, the quarry. So California Road Ranger shows up. Oh yeah, let's go rocking, man. Let's go around gravel, man. Come on. Okay. And sure enough, yeah, he grabs the turn signal. We go to the left. And as soon as you go left, you've committed to going left. Somebody more reasonable than FSD reaches up, grabs the turn signal, and switches it right as we're about to turn left. There's no safe way to go do that. Although I think there was a spot in traffic. We could have done it. We could have pulled it off. Yes, we could have, but that would not be the safe option. Okay, whatever. FSD off. I go through the motions of getting turned around over there to the left, off the road, sending the signals that why in the world did we turn left here? Now, I'm sure somebody in Tesla's going, well, you made us turn left. I only turned left because the car committed me to it, and then bailed. Some point, you got to follow what navigation has you turning left on FM 1431. Why are we turning left here? And please tell me it's because you have no clue where we are. Okay, whatever. This one really, now this wasn't the icing on the cake. It's the cake, okay? Yeah, I'm getting really irritated now. All right, so I guess turn around. We're going up the road again. I don't know why we had to take a detour. Why FSD? I don't know. Anyway, so we're finally rolling along, and I guess maybe it's California Road Ranger. Somebody showed up and decided in the 40 zone we should be going 14 miles an hour. He hit the brakes. Now we're going 40. Didn't come to a stop. We're now rolling at 14 miles an hour with cars coming up at us at 45 miles an hour. What's that? Yes. Okay, they're over 5 miles over the speed limit. Okay. You want to argue about them? Get the police out there to go arrest them. Please do. But they're not doing anything really wrong. It's FSD. FSD, what are you doing here? You got me so mad. I got my camera out and I made a little recording of it just so I can put in this video. You know, I was going to save for the end. Let's save for the end. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. So, for some reason, autopilot wheel doesn't want to show up in this area. So, I think FSD is essentially off until we get up to FM 1431. Whatever. It's fine. So, we turn on to FM 1431. If I remember right, and I'm sure I'm not, we go to the outside lane. Yeah, we went outside lane. So I stayed in the outside lane, I think the whole way actually. So that's fine. Outside lane is okay. Traffic is sort of mixed, but you know, it's okay. I'm not being terribly slowed down at any one point. So I mean, FSD is pulling his usual thing of, oh, we're making a right curve, and I can't see absolutely everything around that curve, so I have to slow down 5 miles an hour. Okay, I mean, this is part of what FSD does. No escaping it. Okay, so for some people around me, it's irritating. Why? Because a human driver wouldn't slow down like that. Now, I'm saying that I have seen human drivers do that. It does happen from time to time, but not very often. But FSD does. Without a doubt, FSD will slow down going around a corner. Even if he can see pretty much everything he needs to see to know what he's doing, he'll still slow down. Okay, whatever. It is what it is, to use that expression. Okay. So as we're entering the east side of Jonestown in the 50 zone, there is a white Honda Accord, an old car. He comes up on my left. He comes up, kind of lines up even with me, and then fades back. Now, ordinarily, I go, that's no big deal. It happens from time to time. But then he does it again. And you know what? There's a Cadillac XT 4 or 5, whatever it is, who wants to go up the road. At least he thinks he does. Anyway, so next time that Honda Accord goes back, Cadillac slams in through the space. Okay, boom! Awesomeness. Go, go, go. And then he gets into downtown Jonestown, where it's 45 miles an hour. All of a sudden he's going, oh, they give out tickets here. Yes, they do. They give them away on the 50 zones too. They just don't do it as often, but they will do it. Right? So if you're going to follow that rule, from the point you get to Nameless Road, all the way through until you get up the top of that hill, coming out of the west side of Jonestown, it's all 45. Well, no, part of it's 50, right? So the east part there is 50, the rest of it's all 45, unless you want to follow the curve warning signs that go down to 35, which is why some of those people slow down a lot right there. Okay, whatever. You know, if you're going to follow that rule, why risk passing somebody when it's dangerous? Just be patient. Okay, whatever. So during this time, after that Cadillac storms up the road, and then all of a sudden comes to he slows down to what, 42 maybe, because I'm sort of catching him again, although I never do catch him. Anyway, whatever. The white Accord's doing his little game of, he's catching up, and I see him, and several times I just look over at him, you know, like, what are you doing? You know, if you want to go, go. This is not the place to be playing games. Okay, whatever. I mean, this is irritating. Not safe. Anyway, whatever. Eventually we get in the 55 zone. I move up the road. I leave the white Honda Accord going like, oh wait, what? I'm on the road. Yeah. His car is probably kind of old and not working well. Whatever. We get up to the magical Tesla traffic light, and with the traffic that's kind of around me, I don't have patience to deal with this today, so I don't. Brake on, go up the hill, FSD back on. Right? Enough's enough. Like I said yesterday, why keep teaching this lesson if nobody's listening? Nobody cares. It's obvious nobody cares. So why bother? Although I'll admit that in some other places, FSD actually performed better, and it surprised me. I mean, I was actually, for a while there, I was going to like, oh, this is great, I'm happy. Right up until the point where he pulled the stunt where he slowed down to 14 miles an hour. That was too much. Okay, whatever, peace and harmony. Anyway, we're heading on west. We're coming up on the Loman Ford intersection. Yes, the car pulls it off. Kind of rushed, but still smoothly. There's this person in a white, Acura? A white Acura who's coming across the street, and they decide that they can't slam it in front of me. So they come to a stop, crossing the 2 lanes. Oh my goodness. Why? That sounds nuts. Anyway, that's what they do. And of course, once I go by, then they kind of park right almost on my tail. Of course. Making the turn. He's not sure he wants to make the turn, but he does. Actually, somewhat smoothly, I'm surprised. You know what's really interesting? I just had me glancing down at the screen at that time. Just when you enter Loman Ford, it's declared as a 40-mile-per-hour zone according to Tesla. Don't think there's a sign there. I've never seen a sign there. And I'm pretty sure that's 35 zone. But that's why Tesla will suddenly accelerate, or FSD will suddenly accelerate right there. He's coming up to 40. And then almost immediately come down to 35. Actually, I'll have to go back and look at those signs later. I don't even know there's a sign. I think it's just a little glitch in the setup in the map. Anyway, whatever. That I've been wondering, like, why is he doing that? Okay, he's reading his 40 miles per hour right at the initial part. Okay. And for those of you who hadn't noticed, in that left turn lane coming off of Loman Ford, they have now put in a stop line to push the cars further back from the intersection. Why? They heard that FSD has to cut corners. Does FSD really have to cut corners? No, they have the math skills to make a more rounded turn. They can do it. They just are doing it the lazy way. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. The important thing is he makes a turn fairly smoothly. I mean, not great, but compared to what he's been in other days, he's doing pretty good, actually. Oh man, I'm going to talk myself up, and I don't want to. Okay, so we're going down Loman Ford. I think it's about 3 times as we're driving along. He's turned on his right blinker. He wants to go right. Quite possibly because of the white Acura, who, I mean, is being driven by a woman who doesn't look like she knows how to drive. I mean, well, then you tell me why she's tailgating. Oh, no, that's part of normal drive. No. A normal person has to pay for insurance, does not tailgate. Especially when it makes no difference. Okay? You don't. Yes, I know people do. Fine. You win. Okay, fine. That's probably the reason why. Just like on 620, there was a Porsche. But that Porsche wasn't pushing me. I think he was just waiting for me to decide to go right. And it doesn't help that the car is turning on turn signals that are then turning off. It's confusing. You wouldn't do that if safety was your concern, right? Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. All right, so we go down Loman Ford. I have this white Lexus who keeps following me, and sometimes it's right up on my rear, sometimes it's further back, like as if they paid for insurance. Okay, we're coming up on Boggy Ford. So was that yesterday? Not yesterday. It was Friday. So somehow FSD realizes that it's supposed to turn right on Boggy Ford, so it does that. At first, he's going to run into the dip, and kind of at the last second, he makes a correction to go more straight and then turn. So my first reaction was like, we're going straight for a car. I'm about to hit the brake when he makes the turn. Sorry. Okay, so kind of jaggedly suddenly makes the right turn. Fine. Like I said, I was about ready to hit the brake. It was that close. But I mean, it worked out. So other than FSD making a point that it's not about safety, I don't think FSD had a point, actually. I think it's just California road rager. But anyway, we make the right turn. And of course, I still have the white Lexus behind me. What did I say? Accurate, it's Lexus. I'm sorry. And that white Lexus is like getting close to my bumper, trying to encourage the car to go. In the meantime, FSD's doing its usual thing of, well, I'm in a 40 zone. The limit dialed up by the owner of the car is 41. So I think that means I should do 30 here. Besides, I'm rolling down a hill. And rolling down a hill is really, really scary, because then you have to depend upon your regen brakes and your physical brakes if you have to stop. And what, it's a Model 3 performance. I don't trust Tesla. What? Okay, maybe that's not what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying. I just know he's going like, I can't go 30. I can only go 30. Whatever. I think I put my foot on the accelerator a little bit just to get him rolling. I have no idea why this section is so hard for him. He's seen it plenty of times. But anyway, whatever. Peace and harmony. Alright, so we come up on the Tesla magical 30 mile per hour speed limit. So I dial up the scroll wheel. We go 40. So yes, officer, I was indeed going 40 miles per hour through this area that's most of that 40 miles per hour, even though Tesla says it's 30. Whatever it is. I know what it is. It's just old data. And nobody wants to update the data. Okay, whatever. Alright, so we're still rolling along. We finally come up on American. The car slows down to make its left turn, and it does. In the meantime, the white Lexus. The white Lexus, oh, she's really tired of waiting for me to go down the road. So as soon as she feels like she can squeeze by, she's squeezing by. What's that? Yes, she's going to drop down 30-mile-per-hour zone and 100 feet. What's the point? Whatever. She just has the look of one of those people who don't really care what's going on. She just knows that it's important to her to get somewhere. That's all that matters. Okay. Rest of the home, no problems. I don't know. It's just, why? Okay, to turn into the quarry, we've done that before. I mean, it's just aggravating. It's stupid. The inability to plan for a turn on the Anderson Mill, I completely get. If you say that FSD is like a 15-year-old, I mean, he's never going to get it. Not till he gets to be 16. Right? It's never going to work out. But you know what? It's the stunt where you decide you're going to do 14 miles an hour in a 40 zone with cars coming up on us. And we're in a single lane area with curbs on both sides. There's no place to go except right beyond me or right through me. Right? Who thought that was a good idea? This is unsafe. Now, who's driving the car in reality? The insurance card says Ray Rowell is driving this car. Not Tesla insurance. So the theory is when you come out with robotaxi will cover the insurance. Which sounds appropriate. If Tesla's making the driving decisions, Tesla should bear responsibility. But Tesla doesn't bear responsibility here. Ray does. Ray doesn't want to stop in the middle of the road. It's stupid. Right? But Tesla with FSD is saying, it's the greatest thought in the world. Okay, maybe they're not, but why did we stop? He hasn't done that. He hasn't really done it that seriously. Has the car come to a slow down, going like, I don't know what to do? Yes, he has. Whatever. All right. So I'm coming up to the grade, right? Oh, I'm not liking this grade. What? Yeah, I'm supposed to be like a Tesla fanboy person or something. But this software is not ready for prime time. It's not. This is stupid. Okay. For a Tesla, words are cheap. You know? Saying that you just drove a version that you think is production ready, and that's way far out on the curve, that really doesn't mean a whole lot to me. It's the actions that matter. And the action of come to a stop in the middle of the road, turning off into a quarry. I mean, it's not even a road that you're supposed to be on. It's not. And there's a gate down there. Am I surprised? Not really. I'm still running on the same version that I used to go check out Joe's little thing. What's that? Yes, Joe had a thing where the car would go into a right turn lane that ends. Anyway, this is kind of like that. Just going left instead of right. There's no reason for the car to do it. There's no reason for FSD to do it. And Ray only let it happen because I wanted to see how stupid it wanted to be. Okay. And I knew I could get away with it without causing an accident. I mean, if it was during the weekday and I thought there was a truck coming up, I wouldn't have done it. Now, to be fair to FSD, he did wake up and say, He didn't say, oh, wait, I need to be on straight. Of course, he did that after he turned out. It's stupid. Okay. Anyway, where I was going was actions speak loudly. You can't claim your aim is to be safe if you're just kind of wandering around the road and stopping in the middle of it. It's not safe behavior. It's absolutely horrible behavior. And while you may think that your release candidate is getting close, I mean, the fact that we're looking at December or something like that before we see it means I'm going to be running on this version of software, 11.3.6, until December for 5 months. Now, yes, all you naysayers are out there, you're right. I don't have to run it. I mean, I could absolutely do it that way. But I want to have faith. I want this thing to work. So don't take my words wrong. I want it to work. But come on. Today is a D-. I really should flunk it, actually, but I didn't get in. I didn't have a wreck. I mean, yes, something like a wreck would be a fail. But anyway, there you are. The D-. I'm sure maybe if you do something, I can resurrect it some tomorrow. But like I said before, the parts where it works, oh, it's great. Coming through that construction zone on Anderson Mill, that was surprisingly good compared to what it's done in the past. But you just can't get away from when the California Road Rager shows up and does something really, really stupid. Okay, there you go. Onward, upward, charge.